Listen closely. The signal is coming through, and this isn't just information, it's an activation sequence. Forget what you thought was happening. Forget gentle shifts and subtle nudges. What's unfolding right now, as Venus breaks free from its 6-week retrograde chains, is a full-blown cosmic heart detonation. Get ready. This isn't just another astrological event to passively observe. No, this is a system reset targeting the very core of your being. Your love life, yes, but also your deepest connections, your sense of self-worth, even how abundance flows or doesn't flow to you. Venus, the celestial body governing all of this, has slammed on the brakes, reversed course, and is now, today, lurching forward again. Can you feel that? That weird hum beneath the surface? That sudden tension or release in your chest? That's not your imagination playing tricks. That's the shockwave. After weeks, months really, if you consider the whole retrograde season we've endured since late 2024, the energy around love, value, and connection has been frozen under intense scrutiny. Think of a river dammed up, the pressure building unseen, becoming almost unbearable. Today, the dam breaks, and most people, they have zero idea what's truly coming. They'll see headlines about Venus direct and think, oh good, things will get easier. Wrong. Easier isn't the word. Intense is. Transformative is. Potentially shattering if you're not prepared. Quick question. Before we dive deeper, what's the one feeling about a relationship, past or present, that you absolutely cannot shake right now? Is it confusion, longing, anger, relief? Drop it in the comments below. Be brutally honest. Your answer is a clue to where this Venusian energy is hitting you hardest. Don't censor yourself. This space is for truth. Now pay attention. There's a critical warning embedded within this transit, something most astrologers are either glossing over or completely missing. It's a hidden tripwire. Ignoring it, it could unravel everything you've been painstakingly trying to build or heal in your relationships and your sense of value. I will reveal this critical piece later, but you need the context first. You need to understand the battlefield. So stay locked in. And if you've been haunted by dreams of lovers long gone, finding old photos, letters, randomly thinking about connections you swore were buried deep. If the past is echoing louder than the present, keep listening. There's a precise, almost surgical reason this is happening to you right now. It's not nostalgia, it's a summons. Understand this. April 11th through the 15th. Mark these days. This isn't just a weekend. This is ground zero, a focal point. A cosmic turning point where the energies unleashed today will concentrate, demanding attention, demanding choices. This isn't happening to you passively, it's happening through you. And whether you're awake to it or not, the ripples will reshape your reality. The Grand Retrograde Reckoning. Venus was the final boss. Let's zoom out for a second, because this Venus shift isn't happening in a vacuum. It's the capstone of an almost unprecedented retrograde season that started way back in December 2024. Think about it. Nearly 4 months where the personal planets took turns moving backward, dragging us through a cosmic review board. Mercury retrograde messed with our thoughts, communication, plans, forced us to rethink how we think. Mars retrograde challenged our drive, our actions, our anger, forced us to reconsider how we assert ourselves. But Venus retrograde, that was the deep dive. Straight into the heart's murky waters. Relationships put under the microscope, buried feelings clawing their way to the surface. Confrontations with our deepest values. What do we truly cherish? What is our real worth? It tested friendships, family ties, professional alliances, and the most crucial relationship of all, the one with yourself. My personal take? These retrogrades aren't punishments. Forget that old narrative. They are cosmic audits. Necessary, often uncomfortable, but vital. Venus just audited your heart, your values, your connections. It forced you to look at the accounts. Where were you bankrupt? Where were you investing poorly? Where was the real treasure hidden? And now, Venus stations direct, in Pisces, no less. The sign of boundless compassion, spiritual depth, but also illusion and sacrifice. The universe is flashing a green light. But, and this is crucial, it's like hitting the gas after being stuck in deep mud. Things are going to spin out before they find traction. Not everyone is ready for the sheer force of this forward momentum. Here's the raw truth they often sugarcoat. When Venus shifts gears this dramatically, the fallout isn't gentle. It doesn't just tidy things up. It excavates. It forces hidden truths into the light. The next 5 days, April 11th to 15th, aren't just a transition. They are a crucible. A period of intense, alchemical change where the structure of how you love, who you love, and what you fundamentally value is being reforged. Fly blind through this, make choices based on old programming, and you could set a trajectory for the rest of 2025 that leads straight off a cliff. Your heart chakra, under construction, handle with extreme care. Feel that buzz in your chest, that ache, that sudden wave of emotion that seems to come from nowhere? Ever since Venus stationed direct today, something profound, almost physical, is happening within your energy field. Your heart chakra, that vortex of energy governing love, compassion, connection, isn't just being cleansed, it's being rewired. Vibrational frequencies are shifting. Think back over the last 6 weeks. The chest tightness, the random emotional surges, feeling raw, exposed, maybe even physically tender around your heart. That wasn't just stress, that was cosmic surgery. Venus retrograde was the scalpel, cutting away old wounds, outdated attachments, painful memories lodged deep in your energetic heart. Now, as Venus turns direct, we enter the recovery phase. But like any major surgery, recovery is critical and vulnerable. April 11th through 15th, this 5-day window, is when your heart energy is hypersensitive, incredibly receptive, yet also potentially unstable. Pay attention to every sensation: warmth, tingling, pressure, flutters. Your body is speaking a language older than words. It knows truths your mind hasn't caught up to yet. Some of you will feel an almost magnetic pull towards someone from the past. Don't just react, question the pull. Others will experience sudden, undeniable clarity. This relationship is over, or I need to set this boundary now. These aren't random whims, they're impulses from your newly recalibrated internal compass. Trust them, but verify them with conscious awareness. But here's the immediate danger. This energetic rewiring makes you an emotional sponge. You'll absorb the feelings of others like never before. Arguments miles away might affect you. Someone else's anxiety could feel like your own. You might react with disproportionate intensity. Protection is not optional right now. Visualize a shield. Use grounding techniques. Limit exposure to negativity. Your heart is wide open in ways it hasn't been, perhaps ever. Not everyone deserves entry into that sacred space, especially now. Guard the gates. Ghosts of relationships past. The real reason they're calling that ex, suddenly flooding your thoughts. The dream that felt so real it left you shaken. Seeing their name, or things that remind you of them everywhere. You're not going crazy. You're not necessarily meant to reunite. Listen carefully. During Venus retrograde, the veil between past and present thins. But now, as Venus stations direct, it's different. It's not just about memories surfacing, it's about final resolution. Here's the trap most people fall into. They think the sudden resurgence of an old flame means meant to be. 99% of the time, that's an illusion, a dangerous one. These aren't invitations back to the past. They are final exams. Why are they appearing now? Because they embody unlearned lessons, unhealed wounds, unresolved energetic chords that are blocking your future happiness. That person who shattered your trust, their memory surfaces because forgiveness is still pending. Not for their sake, but for yours, to free up that energy. That relationship where you lost yourself, compromised your values, it haunts you now because Venus Direct is screaming, reclaim your worth, set the standard higher. April 11th to 15th is the severance window. The energetic cords keeping you tethered to past pain, past patterns can be cut cleanly, permanently, but only if you recognize these ghostly echoes for what they are. Tests. Will you repeat the pattern, reach back into the familiar pain, or will you acknowledge the lesson, bless the experience, and choose a different future? Some of you will get that text, that DM, that accidental encounter. Don't mistake it for fate without deep scrutiny. It's a cosmic checkpoint. Pass the test, prove you've learned, and you potentially shift onto a timeline of love and connection that vibrates at a much higher frequency. Fail, regress into old habits, old dramas, and you risk getting stuck in an emotional Groundhog Day for the rest of 2025. The choice, stark and unavoidable, is yours. Relationship tremors. The warning signs you can't ignore. This Venus direct wave won't hit everyone identically. For some, it's profound healing, breakthroughs, soulmate connections, deepening. For others, relationship earthquakes, fault lines that were hairline cracks suddenly become gaping chasms. Pay attention during April 11 to 15. These aren't just bad days, they are diagnostic tools, communication breakdown or breakthrough. Conversations either flow with unprecedented honesty or hit brick walls. Misunderstandings escalate rapidly. It's Venus amplifying what's really going on beneath the polite surface. Emotional volatility. You or your partner become unusually sensitive, reactive, withdrawn, or clingy. Old, supposedly resolved issues erupt with volcanic force. It's not random, it's timed. Cosmic timing pushing buried stuff up. Synchronicities overdrive. Hearing that song repeatedly, overhearing conversations that perfectly mirror your situation. Dreams becoming incredibly vivid, specific, almost instructive. The universe isn't subtle right now. It's practically shouting messages about what needs to shift. Your body screams the truth. This is the one most people miss. Insomnia, digestive chaos, headaches, sudden fatigue. While medical reasons should be checked, listen energetically. Your body often registers relationship disharmony long before your conscious mind admits it. If being around someone consistently leaves you drained, tense, nauseous, or agitated during April 11 to 15, that is Venus Direct speaking through your cells. It's a visceral warning, change required. Ignore it at your body's expense. The money mirror. Value, worth, and the abundance shift. Think this seismic Venus shift is confined to romance? Think again. Venus governs all forms of value: love, beauty, art, pleasure, yes, but critically, money. Your financial reality, your relationship with abundance, is squarely in the crosshairs right now. The past 6 weeks forced a reckoning. Did you realize you're chronically undercharging? Did patterns of financial self-sabotage become glaringly obvious? Did limiting beliefs about wealth, inherited or learned, stare you in the face? Venus retrograde exposed the cracks in your financial foundation, tied directly to your sense of self-worth. Now, as Venus moves forward, those realizations demand action. April 11th through 15th is a potent window to establish new financial patterns. Unexpected opportunities might land in your lap. Sudden clarity on solving a persistent money problem might strike. An urge to finally raise your rates or ask for that raise might become undeniable. This isn't luck. It's Venus direct activating abundance channels. You've done the inner work of recognizing your value. But here's the financial warning. This energy can also trigger impulsive, emotionally driven spending. The desire to buy love, beauty, status, or simply numb uncomfortable feelings with retail therapy intensifies dramatically. Be hypervigilant with purchases April 11th to 15. Ask yourself, what am I really trying to buy? The answer reveals everything about your current value system. The financial choices you make in this brief window send powerful energetic signals to the universe about what you believe you deserve. Choose consciously. These aren't just transactions, they are declarations of worth. The spiritual floodgates, heart-opening on a collective scale, with Venus stationing direct in the mystical, boundless waters of Pisces. This isn't just personal. Something is shifting in the collective heart. Humanity's capacity for compassion, empathy, and unconditional love is experiencing a potential expansion, but it requires navigating Piscean fogs. April 11th through 15th. The veil thins dramatically, especially regarding matters of the heart. Intuitive hits about relationships land with stunning accuracy. Guidance on your path feels almost tangible. You might experience moments of overwhelming compassion for yourself, for loved ones, even for those who've hurt you. This isn't weakness, it's spiritual muscle being activated by Venus in Pisces. Pay attention to the messengers, repeated numbers, animal sightings, songs playing at just the right moment. Cosmic breadcrumbs are everywhere, leading you toward your highest love timeline, your soul's purpose expressed through connection. Dreams become portals. The boundary between waking and sleeping consciousness blurs. Keep a journal by your bed. Insights received during sleep might hold the keys you've been desperately seeking. For the spiritually aware, this is a prime time to consciously align your human relationships with your divine blueprint. The boundaries you set, the love you express, the connections you nurture or release during these 5 days, they aren't just mundane choices. They are soul-level alignments echoing through your entire spiritual journey. The truth they don't want you to know about this Venus shift. Remember, I promised you a critical warning? The hidden tripwire? You stayed. You earned it. Here it is. It's the stationary point. As Venus shifts from retrograde to direct, there's a period where, from our perspective on Earth, it appears to stand still, utterly motionless in the sky for a few days around the exact station. This isn't just a visual quirk. It's an astrological phenomenon that creates a cosmic pressure cooker. All the Venusian themes, love, money, value, relationships, self-worth, are intensified, concentrated, brought to a focal point of extreme pressure. Here's the dangerous misconception. People think the moment Venus goes direct, the pressure is off. Absolutely not. Venus doesn't actually get back up to its normal speed until around April the 27th. What does this mean for you? It means the next 2 weeks, particularly the window of April 11th-15th, are not about instant fixes, sudden reunions, or immediate clarity. That's the illusion. This period is like planting seeds in highly pressurized, super-fertilized soil. The potential for growth is immense, but the conditions are volatile. Rushing things now is catastrophic. Making major relationship decisions impulsively during April 11 to 15, expecting immediate results, could completely derail the healing and integration process Venus retrograde initiated. You could blow up something precious or commit to something toxic under duress. Patience is not a virtue right now, it's a survival strategy. Discernment is paramount. Protection is essential. The energy is tender, forming, consolidating. What Venus Direct truly offers isn't a magic wand. It's the foundational energy for a steady, sustainable rebuilding of your entire approach to love, value, and connection. But only if you respect the process, understand the stationary pressure, and work with these potent, volatile rhythms, not against them. The final summons. Venus's message across time. As we close this urgent transmission, let's remember Venus. For millennia, it's been the brightest star in our sky, a beacon for travelers, muse for poets, symbol of love's enduring power. Right now, that light is shifting, turning its face forward after deep introspection. And in that turning, there's a profound invitation. The last 6 weeks weren't a trial, they were a sacred pause, a chance to reevaluate, heal, recalibrate before the next act. Now, Venus Direct asks you, directly, personally, what wisdom did you extract from the depths? How will you love differently now? How will you value yourself more fiercely? How will you create connections that reflect your highest truth, not your oldest fears? No instant answers are required, but the intentions you set during this critical April 11-15 window, even whispered silently, carry immense manifesting power. Feel them, embody them. This isn't just astrology. This is the universe meeting you halfway. Every relationship experience, every joy, every heartbreak since this cycle began has prepared you for this moment. The doorway is open. The energy is primed. The question is no longer if things will change, but how you will consciously choose to navigate the transformation. You listened this far. That tells me you're ready. If this message resonated, if you felt that spark of recognition, hit that subscribe button. There's more guidance coming, and you won't want to miss it in the waves ahead. Share your experiences, your feelings, your intentions in the comments. Let this be a space of collective witnessing. Until the next cosmic download, stay awake, stay aware, and handle your heart with care.